For the past few years, you guys have seen me rely on my trusty 4K 27-inch Dell monitor for all my video needs. It's basically been the backbone of my setup. But a few months ago, Samsung Canada hooked me up with the 32-inch Samsung Odyssey G8 QD-OLED, and it's been my daily driver ever since. Paired with the Windows laptop for work, with the MacBook Pro for personal use and video editing, and of course the PS5 Pro right back there for pure gaming bliss. Now after 3 solid months, is this the best monitor for all these use cases? How has it held up? Would I buy one? Let's get the answers to all of these questions in this video. We'll start with the build quality, which as expected at this price point is excellent. The monitor is built with a mixture of plastic and metal, so it does feel kind of premium. The stand is made of metal, and while the monitor will wobble when bumped, it's not as much and does recover very soon. The monitor with the stand is also quite heavy at 8.4 kilos, which certainly adds to the solid build. Now the back is slim and has the CoreSync lighting, which does add to the feel while gaming in a dark room. And as expected, the monitor is height adjustable, can be tilted, and also rotated vertically for the best viewing angles and your preferred setup. The back has a number of ports like the HDMI, DisplayPort, headphone jack, and a joystick for the on-screen display controls, which we'll take a look at very soon. Now I'm currently using the HDMI port, which only supports a max of 60Hz refresh rate on my laptops. Now back to the joystick. Unlike some other Samsung monitors in the past, this is not a smart monitor, so we have the old school display controls, which I actually prefer. I found the interface super intuitive. There are a bunch of settings related to game mode and picture profiles among other things. I am using the game standard setting and I found it to be great with some minor tweaks. Now let's talk about this display. On paper, the specs on this thing are absolutely insane and destroy the Dell monitor I had been using. It's a 32-inch panel, so the perfect size. It's QD-OLED, which means you get those amazing bright colors with deep blacks. The bezels on the monitor are also relatively thin, and it has a glare-free coating, which means no more of those reflections. As someone who works from home and has lights on all around, this is certainly a blessing. Obviously, some people might not like it depending on their use case, but that's a personal preference. It also has a 240Hz refresh rate, which is beyond what I need with the PS5 Pro. Like I said, this thing has absolutely insane specs and beyond what anyone would need in a monitor. Now let's go through each of the use cases I mentioned at the start of the video, so the Windows laptop, MacBook Pro, and the PS5 Pro, and discuss how it performed. In terms of work setup, I don't need anything exceptional since it's a simple job. All I need is a monitor that works well, and that the G8 has done for the past 3 months. With a Windows laptop, it's great. It's plenty bright for use with all the lights on, and it's more than sharp enough with its 4K resolution. And like I mentioned earlier, it has the glare-free coating, so I don't need to worry about any of those reflections while I'm working. I have been using it at the recommended 150% zoom level. At true 4K, the text does become a bit too tiny for readability. The 32-inch panel also means more area than the 27-inch, and I can easily have multiple apps open side by side, which I do need a lot at this job. Then we get to the MacBook Pro. As you all know, I have the 2021 M1 Pro MacBook Pro, which already has an amazing display, but when I pair it with the G8, it just takes a setup to a whole another level. Now the M1 Pro MacBook does not have HDMI 2.1, so it is limited to 4K 60, which means I cannot fully appreciate the high refresh rate QD OLED panel. I am planning on getting a similar monitor soon, and that's when I'll also invest in a dock. For now, 4K 60Hz did work great. I am using it at the 3360 by 1890 resolution, and if I do use true 4K just like with the Windows laptop, it makes the text appear a bit too small for readability. My use case with the MacBook Pro has been for one thing and one thing only, and that's video editing. With great color accuracy and the 32-inch size providing plenty of space, I've thoroughly enjoyed editing videos on this monitor, including the one you are watching right now. Now as a casual gamer, I don't technically need 240Hz refresh rate, but a 4K QD OLED panel along with VRR is probably the best pairing with the PS5 Pro. And that's why I've loved every minute of gaming on this display. Be it Expedition 33, Horizon Forbidden West, or Stellar Blade, the HDR and the refresh rate is just awesome. And like I mentioned earlier, the G8 has a bunch of gaming related features such as adaptive sync, black equalizer, virtual aim point, and of course the Infinity Core lighting. Also, while you watch some gameplay on the G8, let me discuss some of the other features of this monitor. The G8 has Samsung's OLED Safeguard Plus technology, which prevents burn-in with a proprietary dynamic cooling system. Now the demo of this system on the Samsung side looks pretty cool, so I do trust that the monitor won't have burn-in of any kind. The G8 doesn't have built-in speakers, so I have been using my trusty old Steel Series headset. The response rate has been great and I've never experienced any input lag. I've played tons and tons of games on these monitors for hours and hours at a time and I've loved every bit of it. The G8 is truly one of the best gaming monitors in the market. And that has been my experience with the Samsung Odyssey G8 QD-OLED for the past couple of months. As you can see, I have nothing but positives to mention about this monitor. I think it's a well-rounded display that is aimed at working professionals, content creators, as well as gaming enthusiasts. As for pricing, it occasionally goes on sale, at least here in Canada, for about $1,049 Canadian, and with Black Friday and Boxing Day coming up, the deals on this are going to be very damn tempting. And that's when, fingers crossed, I can snag one up as well for myself. Now that's it for this video guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer in the comments. Subscribe, we are trying to reach 20,000 subs this year, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one.